to keep qualified people from leaving for better paying cities. And the idea that this is about relieving taxpayers is simply not true. Firefighters are taxpayers. They own homes, they pay property taxes, and they contribute to this community just like everyone else does, while also risking their lives for it. This situation isn't about shared sacrifice. It's about township attempting to fix its own mistakes by breaking a promise to the very people who show up for this community on its worst days. If the township wants to renegotiate benefits, then do it openly and honestly at the table, not through last-minute cuts designed to catch people off guard. Our firefighters deserve transparency. They deserve respect, and they deserve a township that honors the commitments it makes. Thank you.
Mrs. Sarnowski, thank you. Is there anyone else? Public input going once. Public input going twice. Third time we will close public input at 1:40, and we will move on to a resolution to approve township opt-out option of Public Act 152 of 2011.
Supervisor Rowley, I'd like to make a statement.
Okay.
I will apologize to everyone in this room and beyond. One of the township residents, taxpayers, what the Bangor Township, I made a mistake. I know I've been told social media is blaming others too. I made a mistake. Okay? Wasn't informed well enough as I should have been. Okay? Not blaming anybody here. Wasn't informed well enough. But I will be going forward. And I just want to apologize to you. And I also want to thank you for coming. Okay? Thank you for your approach. Because that means a lot. It does. Everybody in here, they talked about Bangor Township and the people, and the staff at the office, and all of you showed here.
Trustee Thomas, I usually don't thank you for blowing up our agenda, but I thank you for your statement. I'm sure it's very well received, so thank you, sir. Once again, moving on with our agenda with the resolution to approve township opt-out option of Public Act 152 of 2011.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2522 to approve the township opt-out option of Public Act 152 of 2011. Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Is there any discussion? Only discussion I will have is when we look at our benefits and what we do for our employees. This is something that a lot of time is put into. We put a lot of time into looking at other communities as what do they pay their people. And if you do just look in Bay County, we don't pay the best, we don't pay great. We do great benefits. To say that other places don't, that's really not true. Our next door neighbor that we rub paint with pays 100%. But I appreciate the spirit of looking out for we the people's money. And we have always been very transparent with we the people's money. Every single month, we ask 2 trustees to look at every single bill the township pays. We spend a lot of money to have Wylander Fitzhugh come in every year, audit our entire books, and come back with fantastic marks from them. So we go out of our way to be responsible with we the people's money. Is there things that we can take a look at? Absolutely. We welcome that. But we need to do it the right way. If we're looking at things where there is a contract in place, it requires a memorandum of understanding, or if we look at the next contract going forward, we sit down with the union, we negotiate. If there is a change in any of our plans, we all come together and do this. So I applaud looking out for we the people's money. I always will. But there's a right way for us to do that. I think we can all work together and continue to do so. If that turned out into a rant, I apologize. But let's work together moving forward.
I don't feel like fixing.
I
would never put hardship on anybody. I would like to think that the firefighters and the staff that I have worked with for 5 years know that I value you. I tried to talk to you. I participate in things. While I still believe we should be a little bit invested in our own health care, I would not want to put a $9,000 hardship on anybody. That was not the intention. As Supervisor Rowley said, we're trying to be mindful of the taxpayers' money and what is fiscally responsible. That's it.
Trustee Cook, thank you. Is there anyone else?
I'd just like to say that I think it was 3 years ago when we were able to pay 100% of the employees' health insurance. We did make it very clear to everyone that it could go back where we would have to pay for some of our benefits at some point. Because of, at that particular time, it was because of the marijuana excise tax that we received so much more than we had anticipated, that we had a large surplus. So our thought at that time was to put it back into the employees. Doesn't mean that
We also invested lots into roads.
yes, yes,
So the
absolutely.
majority of it
That
is
could
saved
go
to
away
employees.
again, and we will have to come to the employees, but at this particular point, we have a surplus and we have a contract. So,
Madam Clerk, thank you for that reminder. One of the worst days of my life when I took office 9 years ago, where we were about to be taken over by the state of Michigan. We laid off 20% of our entire workforce. We cut all road funding, we cut benefits to employees because we had to do so. So, end of that rant, and thank you for that apology. And now I'm going on a tangent, I apologize. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Cook. Wardensky.
Yes.
Lublitz, yes. Thomas.
Yes.
Caldwell. Yes. Taylor.
Yes.
Rowley.
Aye. Very good, thank you. All right, I appreciate a very full room. We've got nothing else going on for the next 2 to 3 hours. We are going to go through every single line item of our budget. We're going to have a work session. You are more than welcome to stay, but it's not always exciting. So the other thing I wanted to do is we talked about public input. I would like us to take a look at maybe some sessions where it can be coffee hours, where we can have communication back and forth, answer questions. But until such a time, once again, we are always available to answer your questions at the administrative office, at the fire department. We want full transparency. So for those of you that don't want to go through every line item, thank you for your attendance today. So going forward, let us open up our 2026 budget work session. Let's do the easy ones first.
Yeah, raise our taxes so you make more. No fire department's here, they're not on duty. You guys are on duty.
Perhaps we'll give a minute for.
My wife had cancer too, and I had to pay the money for that too.
So did I.
Well, so did I, my wife. Feel sorry for it. We had to pay the money. Ain't only one person got to pay it. A lot of people got to pay
We were making sure that that was not the case. We can't allow that long. Mr. Willett, I'm sorry to ask a question. Does that happen to be a petition form, sir?
Huh?
Does that happen to be the petition form for the Axe My Tax?
Yep.
I will alert you, sir, by state law, we cannot collect signatures within 100 feet of either the administrative building or the township hall. So
I got over 500 signatures.
I don't want to negatively affect your effort. I just have to let you know the law, sir. So thank you. All right, did we want to start out with revenues?
My taxes are higher than they were when I bought the house.
Mr. Willett, thank you, sir.
Well, you eliminated the public input, so you didn't want to hear nothing.
Mr. Willett, there is a public input at the end of this meeting.
Yeah.
If not, there's another board meeting in just a few weeks.
You want to start with the trash fund?
Let's start out with the trash fund because it's easy.
Your balls in your wife's purse or in
Mr.
the fire
Willett,
chief's
please.
pocket?
Mr. Willett, that's
What?
enough, sir. Thank you for your attendance.
Yeah, I did. Either in your wife's purse.
Thank you, Mr. Willett. We appreciate
Have
your
a good day.
attendance, sir. And have a fabulous Sunday.
So I don't know if anybody has any questions on the revenue, but it's, you know, $1,379,500 is the estimate, and what we would pay out. And, you know, to waste management for the trash services plus the landfill testing, leaves us with an $8,000 contingency, so that budget's balanced, unless anybody has any questions.
Very cut and dry and simple, same as it always has been.
Yes, DDA debt retirement. Revenue comes from the pass-through of the taxes in the DDA district and a little bit of the state share revenue. The expenditures are mostly some programs, like mostly it's for the facade program grant and stuff that they're trying to do.
A lot of expenses.
There's not a lot to do there. There's some that's coming from fund balance, but that is the plan. The DDA is due to sunset in 4 years now, so that's kind of the plan for the last several years is to spend down their fund balance. They can't take it with them after it sunsets, so they're trying to put it back into the community.
Question about the sunset. When that happens, do we have an option to fall out?
It already had its 30-year term, and we decided to extend it for another 10 years. So it could be extended.
If there's still work to do.
Yeah. It was mostly focused on the mall and like Shrestha, and everything's been developed in Shrestha.
Say with the goal of the DDA, everything has been accomplished, everything has been developed. Now the charge is redeveloping. So the facade program, so this building that was self-built. Let's use the mall, which is why the DDA was developed. Hey, what can we do to further enhance it or make it more attractive for a facade program? So reinventing the DDA.
So just along the point, is that program still open, and is there still some funding?
We still have the facade program in place right now. There are a few applications that they're milling over.
Okay.
So yeah,
Those are submitted to the DDA.
that's which is always looking for a little extra horsepower if anybody's interested.
Okay, if there's no questions on that one, then the other one is the DDA authority. That revenue comes straight from the debt retirement. There's just a transfer there, and it just kind of pays more of, not daily, it's just more of where the authority, the debt retirement is usually more like one-time fees, or a couple times a year. The authority is more. We used to have payments for the DDA members when they attend meetings, but the law changed, and so that's not in there anymore. But it's got like snow removal. It's got like the DDA pays the township for me being the treasurer. I don't get any part of it, but they pay the township $6,000 for me to be the treasurer for them. So that's that one.
So that just goes in our revenue?
The 6,000? Yeah.
Is the snow removal, I can't remember. Do our guys do the snow removal or do we kind of? They still do the snow removal? Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, we had to kind of redo the contract a couple of years ago, but, and so now it's more based on the actual work that's been done, so Tim tracks it and lets me know.
Okay. For some reason, just couldn't remember.
Yeah. This sewer fund. That's another one of our small funds. We get a little bit from sewer tap and inspections. There's not a lot of expenditures. This is a fund it's there for when we do have emergencies with the sewer. Like a couple years ago, there was a water main break and we had to, or a sewer bursted, yes, thank you. And it was like a $400,000 project, so like we just you never know when something like that's gonna pop up. So this one doesn't have a lot of activity until it does.
So you would, but thank you. Yes.
And are we allowed to have as much as we can in them?
We can, but the thought process of this is like, if we take all the taxpayer money and try and have a big, huge surplus or account at the bank, we don't. It's right. What you take in is what you spend on the community. So we don't want to have big fund balances on it.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at, was just, if there's a time when,
We do not have that.
Drain debt, we don't have any outstanding bonds or anything, so pretty much anything is interest on the almost $2,000 we have in the account comes in and we report it. Maintenance, the drain maintenance, this is on the tax bill. There's a drain maintenance millage on there. So we take that in and then we turn around and pay almost all of it to the county drain commission. There's an agreement between all of these guys that the county will handle it, but we still individually collect on it. But it's cheaper for us to do that than for us to try to do all the maintenance that the county does. We would not be able to get it for the What's that one?
Are there any others? Only thing I wanted to touch on is just a comment that Mr. Willett kind of left the bad taste in my mouth. I wrote to some of the trustees where my wife does not handle the Bangor Township account. When the contract came due, all of the sealed bids were sent to the clerk, opened by the treasurer, and there was only one company that bid, and it was WM. So there was no shadiness, no underhanded anything. So for those of you that are new, as entertaining as some of Mr. Willett's stories are and some others, please know how it is that we came to enter into contract with WM. So once again, I apologize you had to hear that, and I apologize to my wife to have to hear the retail process.
Well, it's not unusual. We've had a contract with WM since I've been here. So it wasn't like oh my gosh, for us to be Jill, and now we have a contract. We've had this contract with WM for years and years. And I know at one point, Republic had bid, but it wasn't comparable.
They were significantly more expensive.
It wasn't comparable, so we still went with WM. So
Once again,
this wasn't anything new.
I don't want to take much time with this.
No.
And I don't want to take up any of the townships. Perhaps our personal life become townships business because it is not.
On your timely question, there was no issue with the
No, I just wanted to make that statement. And I'm sorry, Council Thomas, you want to say something?
Well, I can only speak for you. I had a discussion before. I've read what you're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and keep
I appreciate that. Thank you. But let us get back to township business, please.
Rest, then, that's everything other than general fund and inspection, so we want to go with inspection first?
Let's go with inspection. We do have our building official here with us.
And there's really not a lot.
There's
No.
really, and this is an easy budget, folks.
All the revenue was based on kind of estimates of what we've been doing for the last couple of years, like the trends. So I guess if anybody has any questions on expenditures, then pretty much done.
And just so everybody knows, like for the insurance, like the fleet liability, almost everything, and I say almost everything, 75% gets expensed to general fund, and then 25% gets expensed to the inspection fund. It was a percentage that it's probably been 75-25 for most of the time since we've had inspection. The auditors said we just had to justify So we kind of looked at the number of employees in inspection versus the number of employees in all the other departments and came up with a formula that's almost always worked for some things like, for example, Tim being the building official, 90% of his wage gets expensed to the inspection fund. Only 10% gets expensed to inspect general because he is the maintenance department's supervisor. So there are a couple things that we have varied on, but 90% of Amy's wage, who is the clerical employee over there, she gets expensed to inspection. 10% goes to the general fund because she does a lot of the code enforcement clerical work for him. So when you see some of these figures, we always try to take the full, because a lot of times what's happened is we've looked at general fund and the numbers are well, it's because we're expensing some of it to the inspection fund. So just to make sure everybody, and I did try to, I did put some notes in there, 90% Tim and Amy, I tried to do that for everybody because I have a hard enough time remembering and I do it every day.
I like that those are highlighted.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That helped,
The notes-
really helped clear
notes
up,
really
pick
do.
those out.
Well, the first time I printed it, unfortunately, I printed this off my printer and then when I put it on copier, I didn't say highlight, so. Yeah, I learned that real quick because I couldn't even find my own notes, so. Yeah, it is helpful, it's a good feature in there. But yeah, there's not a whole lot that. And the reason I gave you new is the original paperwork I gave you a couple weeks ago. An employee was going to switch to the township's health insurance and has since told me he didn't have to. So this reflects a lesser amount in those line items. He's only taking the dental and the vision as original, so I decreased the line items to reflect the appropriate numbers.
And there is some that's going to have to come from fund balance because the expenditures are more, but that's kind of how this fund works. It feels like we have a year or two where we have surplus and we kind of build up the balance, and we have a year or two where it comes to expenditure. And if some of the things that come through, if Tommy's finally comes through this time, maybe it will change some of the numbers. But so that's why there's a healthy fund balance in it. It can handle that 26,000. Like I said, the following year we might have a surplus of 40,000.
This fund is not designed to be a great moneymaker,
right,
but we're really at the mercy of who's building what. So the new McLaren is going to help out tremendously. So but once again, this isn't usually a money-making fund. This is an inspection fund. And so please, if you know of any other hospitals, all due respect, let's build them up. Let's add on to.
You've got a plan already.
They've got room to build. So yes, thank you for that clarification.
Okay, so there's general fund.
Is there a particular order we want to follow on this, or assume everything is really nice unless there's something that we wanted to draw attention to and have further clarification on?
I'd say we draw attention to whatever somebody has an issue with and review that.
I would like to bring up Parks and Recreation Department. We've always had a line item of just $5,000 in there, and that is something that we've worked with Bangor Township Recreation, and we've just kind of turn this money over to them to help with that. I know we're doing a lot of things with the Parks and Recreation Committee, where I think we may be able to do some good things. We also have a dredging campaign that's about to be launched. But Commissioner Banaszak and the county is setting aside a line item for maintenance on dredging, or future maintenance. And the statement was, is we need to have buy-in from the local townships because they're not going to do this all by themselves. So I was going to suggest, let's put $25,000 into Parks and Recreation. One, feed that requirement that the county is giving us. Also, as we start to do things with Parks and Recreation, we've got some funds to do it. And I'm just giving that dollar amount out there to to start the conversation, or if you think, hey, what a great number, that we had $25,000 to Parks and Recreation.
I want to make sure, for Bob and Katie's sake, the $5,000 that we have set aside, we present that to Bangor Township Schools as a donation for the
Okay, that's for that
Yep,
5,000.
just so you guys are
Okay.
clear on what that is. So,
But we also have two different departments. We have recreation where that 5,000 is.
Okay.
And then we created a whole entire different department for
Parks
parks
and
and
Rec.
recreation.
Okay,
Which
gotcha.
was primarily.
I'm glad you
like,
clarified.
Yes, the things that you've been.
Yes, the
doing.
things that we're starting to do
Yes.
for
Yeah,
Parks
So-
and Rec.
Yeah, that's
So we
51
do-
or something.
All right, so let's.
Just so everybody knows.
Then what I will do is, my previous statement, I'm gonna back that rate up and say 25,000 to Parks and Recreation. Leave Recreation at 5,000.
And just looking at, well, we can, I don't know what we need to do next, but I have it.
We can go all over. If we're
Okay,
happy
so-
with the statement made, we can keep
No.
it or.
So we
I
have,
don't want
Sorry.
to, I would like to not move on yet because I'm trying to change the numbers in the computer
Okay.
as we're doing this, so we can keep.
okay, and
track.
mine's just questions. so
That's
mine
okay,
doesn't-
so where do I put that in, Carrie? What line item do you think it should go into? Because we have,
So miscellaneous?
It might not
Yeah.
even be on this thing, because if there's no, if we didn't budget anything for it, the line item's not gonna be in there.
751 is where.
Yeah, we have 751 that's,
or should we do it as a, well, I can put it in 751 for right now.
There is a okay,
That
the
is
miscellaneous on
miscellaneous?
there? Yeah, that would be the
Excuse
perfect
me, I
one.
can put it in 956.
751, 956, the
Okay.
miscellaneous.
And I was too busy looking for it, so did you say 25,000 or 20,000?
I said 25,
Okay.
but if somebody has a better number, I'd be more than willing to entertain that.
And I'm sorry, I'm just trying to think how close we are to balancing that, with the numbers as we're starting to, we're actually had the good things of trying to put money into these departments, so
So
it's
with-
about,
Yeah, there's a
200,000.
surplus of 292,000, so
25 still isn't.
we're kind of
So
good.
right
Okay,
now-
all right.
And that's why I was trying to do that. So right now, by doing that, it brings you to 267,198.
That's what I was just seeing what we had to work
Yeah,
with.
I can't add that well in my head that quickly, so that's why I drew it up there.
My suggestions for some of the excess too would be maybe, like, roads is always a thing, so maybe some more on roads and maybe some more towards, fire station updates. Consider amounts for that.
Definitely your roads, I think that's one of the biggest complaints I hear from residents is the roads.
It's the biggest thing that we have. So we have $500,000 for roads right now. What we are trying to work through is with the County Road Commission, with the new state budget that was put out, gave a whole bunch of money, what they say were local roads. Not a single penny is coming in. It is going to the county. So the county road commissions are going to have a huge pile of money. We have a building better roads program with them, but right now that is capped at $30,000. So we put in 30, they'll match 30. So we are trying to work with them on an increase to that. But in the meantime, we can most definitely put some more money into roads.
Is that streets and highways? That's 446.
Yes.
Yes.
Seems like we've had a couple hundred thousand in our budget. As of right now, the activity, we only use 126,000.
I think the
They're-
bills are in
they're-
the December board check run to be paid.
Oh, okay, I guess that seems like we've done a lot more than that.
And
Sorry.
the billing from the Bay County Road Commission is not always magnificent.
just red flag to me is all.
On time.
Yeah.
That's what's always really difficult with this, because when I print these,
So
They're what they are right now.
not up to date, but by your choice.
The other
Yeah.
difficult thing with the road commission, as I stated before, we give them a list of the road projects that we want. And we kind of have to approve them before we even know how much they're going to cost. So we approve their estimate, and then it goes out to bid where it can either be more or less than what we agreed. So it's really a stupid system, but that's the system that we have.
Throwing it up there, if we find where we'd like to add some money for streets, the roads could just be what's left. Whatever we're done, if it's 117,000, we can just say, okay, we're pretty happy, just whatever's left into that last fund.
And also
Balance it like
remember,
that.
at any given point in the year, we see budget adjustments as a line item on all of our agendas. So what we approve in December based on this meeting is not etched in stone. We can move things around. And where I talked about it's not good for us to have a big surplus, that's the only thing, except I'll say is this year where I'm concerned about revenues with marijuana tax revenue, with the new laws in place with the taxation, where I'm afraid that that revenue item is going to go down significantly.
And I only budgeted 500,000 instead of we've gotten 760 this year, we got I think 800, something like 820 last year, so I did drop it down to 500 with some of those changes, and then also we have a fewer dispensaries, which is what we get paid on, retailers.
So with that, we would like, your thought is total money. How would we put that into like an adjustment if something goes wrong with that? Would we actually put it in the budget or less?
We can put whatever numbers we can, if we want to put another 100,000 in it, we can put 100,000 in, and that'll change that. If we wanted to put 100,000 into the fire department, then we'd see what we did, and we could, if there's other suggestions, and we realize, oh, we don't want to put, maybe we want to put 50,000 into the fire department, we can, you guys want to, like, we can just throw out numbers right now to see where we end up at, and continue to have the discussions.
What I was getting at is, should we expect less from that, or you already did?
I already did.
And it's a guess.
It's a guess. But yeah, that's why I didn't go, like I had 800,000 budget last year, we've gotten 760, so I dropped it down to 500. So I feel safe with that right now.
I think that we should, I don't know what number, I was thinking 50,000 that we should put in contingency. Just bad, just in case. So I didn't put anything in contingency right now.
Then can we do that right now?
Is that, you just never know.
I'm glad technology's your friend today.
You better knock on something.
I know, sorry.
Thank you to Tim.
Yeah,
He worked
Tim
on
was in
it
here. Is that
Friday.
Wednesday?
Oh, whatever, I don't know, I'm so
Put
lost.
more money to IT, and all run together.
Yeah.
Folks, I will also point out, we've been here for just over an hour. Is there a need to take a break, or do we keep going forward?
I always support a break.
Okay, pardon me?
I would always support a break, but if we want to.
Let's take 5 minutes. We can catch up on the computer, and
Yeah, sounds good.
if there's any necessary bathroom breaks.
And I wish that I would have been here, because I don't agree with the fact that we had to, I used to sign in here and be able to get to my word in myself.
Really?
Yeah, that's what, because I did the same exact thing last year.
You did it last year, when you were log in.
So
I don't know what
something changed that
happened,
you
because
can't?
he couldn't figure it out either. I mean, it took us like an hour and a half to get this thing
He
straightened
ended
out.
up having to add Office 360 to this computer, and you will have to pay $26 for it or
More
something.
licensing rights or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I used to be able to sign in. So I will still address that with them, because then if I can address it with them and get it back to them, we can cancel it. But I'm like,
And is this the computer you use at your desk?
no.
Oh, okay.
But we set it up for the boardroom, and I'm going to talk to Rich, because he'll remember when.
You were able to do that?
Yeah, because I used to just sign in under my name,
And you should be able to.
and it pulled up all my rights,
Right.
which include,
But already.
because I do it at home. I log into the township computer at home, and it brings it all up.
Could be just the fact that some setting
Yeah.
on the boardroom side that I don't have access to. So when I was trying to log in, it kept asking for the password,
Yeah.
and I put my password in, and it would say, nope.
I know.
So it could be something that simple, but Rich couldn't figure, I mean, he went on and on and on. and
No,
finally
and this
said,
was
well,
a perfect fix.
yeah, we had to
get
do
us
something
through,
just so we can get.
because it's too hard, just in case I have to go into something, it'd be too hard not to have it, but
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Makes it a lot easier.
definitely.
And I figured I'd never get over Rich on Friday, so that's why I said.
I was shocked. So I did add, oh, please back. Sorry, I thought I was up there.
No, it's not. I'm also, when we're talking about roads, I'm also having them take a serious look at as many chip and seal projects as we can. the cost difference is huge, but the finished product is also amazing with what we're doing. And I'll challenge you to drive down State Street Road, where it's got the 2 coats of chip and seal on it, and then a fog coat on top of that. It makes it black. It's almost like a hot asphalt mix, but it's a waterproof membrane on there. So the dollar value that we get out of that product is far superior than the hot asphalt
The
mix.
durability is there.
Because the hot asphalt mix that we're using is an alternate. So it is not 3 inches of hot asphalt mix. It's 1 inch to 1.5 inches, depending on the surface that we're milling to do it. So we're putting Band-Aid on a cancer, but that's what we can afford to do right now. It reestablishes the crown of the road, and it gives us another 10 to 15 years. So it's a tutorial on the road, so there's.
I put the 50,000 in, that drops us down to 217 when I'm struggling to see, guys, because I can see this really well, but not that with my glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did we want to do, because we could do 100,000 in roads and 100,000 in the fire department, that'd still leave us with 17,000, unless there's somebody else that wants a big project. I'm just throwing stuff out.
One other thing I thought about is the transparency we're all talking about. Is there camera availability in this office, in this meeting room?
We could buy it.
I think if we all agree that we should put a camera in here, we don't have to live stream, but we can, post it maybe when the minutes post of the meeting and record all the meetings and post them, just.
And I love that idea, but it comes with a lot of rules.
Okay.
Because this now is Freedom of Information Act. We have to retain all of these things for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to look at our IT providers, find out how much space do we have, how much are we looking at as far as the hardware and accessibility for people to get it.
Right.
So I am fully in favor of throwing some of that as a line item, and then we get some cost
Get some
figures
rules,
as to what it's going to
Well,
cost.
and rules.
And
the
rules,
rules,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
absolutely.
The amount we put in could be for investigating, the
Yeah.
idea of.
I mean, even if it were, to throw a number out there, 10,000, just to get started, in investigation, see what it cost us for the storage and the rules I don't know. Yeah, no, go ahead. Because I have no idea what anything like that would cost.
So I'd make a motion to do 10,000 this year to start looking into it, because it's only, well, it'll be December tomorrow. So we still have a month. We can make a motion because all 7 of us are here, we can add or do, when everybody's here at a special meeting, we can strike from the agenda. So we could make a motion to start investigating it now by reaching out to our IT people to see what that would all require, because I don't have any idea. And then, like, if somebody does FOIA it, how do we copy that?
Yeah.
Or I don't have that idea either. Can we put it on a flash drive form? So we could start that process, and then we also could add money into the budget to purchase the equipment and everything next year. But we could start investigating this year.
Carrie, do you do most of the work on the website?
Sorry, by default, yeah.
And Schumacher Group is the one that actually
Okay,
runs it.
what's Spectre Tech do?
All of our IT stuff, so
Okay.
all the security and stuff on the computers. It would actually be Solution that I would probably contact for cameras, because we do have a camera, but it's a fishbowl one, so it's nothing like super clear, and it doesn't have audio. It doesn't have sound. So that's who I would probably contact is Solution, because they do all of our security cameras.
Okay.
So getting like maybe a camera mounted in the back that also has audio.
That's exactly what I was thinking, and an option would be to have a drop down on our website.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that would
yeah.
work with FOIAs, because if they have access to it.
So there's a lot of work we have to do, so
Okay.
that disclaimer that I give every month, that's
Yes.
the biggest pain in the ass.
Right.
It's there for a reason,
Right,
because
right.
this is a huge issue
Yes.
statewide.
And I definitely want to know the
If we
rules.
want to do, like, I can reach out to Solution, I probably would have a quote before the December. He's usually pretty quick on that.
It's like the way things are going, and
Yeah.
it's easier. for
So
people, less
in
FOIA,
the
they can just
meantime,
access
did
it.
we want to look at some, would it be building and grounds?
No, we have,
I'll make a motion to expend
Not exceed.
not to exceed. What dollar amount are we supposed to look into it?
To look into.
Looking
Yeah.
into it's not really in cost.
Okay.
Looking
Make
into
a
it's
motion
free.
to allow the treasurer to look into the possibility of putting a camera with audio in our boardroom.
Is there any discussion? So we kind of got that out of the way already, but is there any discussion on this?
No, I'll contact Scotia, and then I'll also contact, what's that,
Shoemaker.
Shoemaker Group, about if there's storage limits and if we did put up videos and everything, so.
Do not have a dollar amount on this, so you do not need a roll call. All in favor with an aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed with a nay? Don't be shy.
Thank you.
Do we want to, now that we've done that, do we just want to build in the, I doubt it would be more than $10,000, but we could put 10,000 in the budget right now.
Let's,
For that
Systems
systems
information?
information,
Yep.
that's the category, yeah.
so
I think
go
the biggest-
from 124,490 to 124,500.
Should I just put another 10,000 in new equipment?
Yes,
Karen?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a-
Get up there.
I mean, I honestly think that the server would probably be one more expensive just to get feedback for so long. That might be where we actually have to go.
And we just added more horsepower to our memory.
Okay. I have a feeling that's.
This is
probably
gonna take,
where we
this is
have-
gonna take up an awful lot.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is, it's video and it's storing for a long time, and they might even have to have some kind of a backup, we'll have to look at it.
Well, it's all backed up.
Okay,
Everything is backed up to 2 different locations.
very good, very
Okay, so I added another 10 under systems information and new equipment. So that is 207,198, so that still allows the 100 in roads and fire department if that's what we were thinking.
I mean, if we're in a big hurry to spend $100,000, do you want to split it in half? Fire department and roads?
There's 207,000 left.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I apologize.
And I-
207,198 is what is still there to
good.
zero out. the,
Yeah,
you know.
To spend. So if we did 100,000 around 100,000 in fire station improvements, that would leave us with 7,000, which could also go into contingency that we're at 50,000. Yeah, and be balanced.
So if ever there was a year I love contingency, it's this one.
Being in contingency, then we have the ability to move it if we need it for something else, because
Yes.
that's always better than
It's a lot
hitting
easier.
fund balance. See, I do not like your mouse choice here.
You almost got everything right, Tim.
I don't think I heard that.
This is terrible. Okay,
Any other particular line items you want to take a look at?
I just, is that what we want to do? 100 and 100? I don't want to do anything unless I'm hearing okay from everyone.
I think that's okay.
Yep.
600. Fine. I think the fire department's money is under, yeah. So in our 900, we have 115, so maybe 200.
Correct.
And then add the 7198 to contingency?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Give it another minute to look over this, and
Absolutely.
unless there's anything that wants to be
No?
brought out, I think we're just about there, folks. sheet, we'll start with the surplus. That's a heck of a lot. So unless there's any other changes, folks, I believe we are all set to present this to ourselves in the December board meeting to adopt the budget.
So what happens on my end is, well, I guess it's tomorrow. Tomorrow I've made the changes already, but I will make the changes on these recap sheets that I provided you and provide you actual copies of the whole entire budget, so you all have it for your records. And that's just my next step. And then preparing all of the many resolutions that have to go to the December board meeting.
So we are set. So when we get together in December, it's going to be to adopt this budget with all of these numbers. So if there's any questions on anything, us discussing it at that board meeting, it's kind of already done.
With that, I am not available. If we already talked about it, I'm not available. That, so.
I thought it was Bob that wasn't able to come, but it was you, so
So both of us are, so I mean, you're one emergency away from a quorum, so you're still okay, I think. If somebody, for some reason, couldn't make it, you'd still be okay, I hope.
Yeah, as long as we have 4,
Your meeting's on the minute.
Correct.
yes. Okay. And there's not a lot of, I don't think there's a lot of business in that meeting, so it should be pretty quick. All right.
That's probably all the resolutions for the budget.
Right.
I mean, there's a street light resolution, these resolutions. There's just really not, that's a normal December board meeting is filled up with budget resolutions. I will have to post the public hearing, which I will do tomorrow. Do we want just to have the public hearing within the body of the township board meeting,
That would
which
be
we've
my
done before?
recommendation.
Okay. We don't normally have,
It's usually 1 minute. We allow 1 minute to pass just so the minutes look like input
Yeah.
began and ended.
absolutely, but I just want to be sure, seeing our meeting is already at 6, but, so we can do that, and then I'll get that published.
Very good. Any other?
I just have a quick question. In the Parks and Rec, under pickleball, because we had that income from our event, there's $90. Where'd that come from?
was that the fees that we paid?
It should have all went under pickleball,
Hold on,
I think.
let me find that line. item.
$90?
Lost.
$50.
90.
You're looking at
Oh,
revenue.
that's the revenue.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm looking
no,
at
she spent it
revenue.
on revenue, but I thought maybe it was the fees. but-
I'm gonna
No.
go to that.
I mean, I don't have to know that right today, I guess. I was just curious where else, because we haven't turned in any of the stuff from the market yet.
No, the pickleball was the 2,851, that was from the
Right.
thing that you did. And then
What's the 90 underneath?
I think that's what I've taken in so far for the people that
Oh,
pay here for
the
Mayor
vendors.
Market.
Yes,
The vendors.
That's right, okay,
Yeah.
got it. I'm like, where did he, and I will be bringing in a check for the rest of the vendors and the cash that we made from the raffles and the
Okay.
concessions and all that. So I was getting that balance over the past week. Okay, it was a crazy week this week.
Anything else, folks?
It's a great event.
Before I go,
It was a great event.
Well done.
before I go
It
to
really was.
public input, all I will do is first thank you and remind you of the BCTOA meeting on the 10th. The call-in said that they just can't do it. Thank you so much for stepping up and hosting this event. All we are going to be responsible for is having a great time and selling the heck out of 50/50 tickets, because Bay Valley is giving us a price of whatever their net cost is. So they won't lose their butt, but they will charge us only the bare minimum, and we're counting on 50/50 money to offset it. So
We are going to have Toys for Tots there, and we will have a Marine there. So in lieu of what you would spend on raffles, we would like you to donate or bring it back.
and that is on the invitation that has been sent out and forwarded to county officials, statewide and national representatives. So hopefully it's a great event, but it is going to be listed as Bangor Township as the host, so I want to make sure all of you are recognized and everybody claps really hard to recognize you and then sell the heck out of 50/50 tickets. So any other business before I call public input? Again, I will now open up to public input on any items. Public input going once, public input going twice. 3 times. I will close public input and ask for the most popular motion of the evening at 2:28.
I'm like, motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor with an aye, please?
Aye.
Opposed with a nay. Folks, thank you all.
Thank you all
Okay.
for coming.